Hey everyone, this is Crumbs. Just got an update on some of the stuff I'm working here at my mega build perimeter. I had got a bunch of the area cleared out down here. The reason I did this is so that I can set up all the the signals, the signaling and the chunk loading and stuff like that at exactly the same level as in the overworld. I left all the ancient debris sitting out here for now just so I can see how much you end up with, what it looks like. So the gold outline is the outline of the actual perimeter in the overworld. You can see a little slime block down there. That's where I have the center spot for the drowned farm. Out there's going to be the villager breeder and the hero and raid of the village farm, or hero of the village and raid farm. So I'm going to have to set up signaling, chunk loading, item transportation, etc. Heading back to here the build in the center. Just wanted to clear it out, so it'll be easy to set up all the portals exactly. So while I was doing this, I did collect a little bit of lava, but it's a bit of a pain. so I didn't collect as much as I could have, I guess. So here in the Nether, it's actually going to connect with my new main storage, which is going to be up here. It's not quite that far out. I think where these blocks are. So I'll need to do a lot more clearing out terrain down through here, and then clear out the lava and do the same thing I did over here with this section. So that way I have a clear, unobstructed area to work with for chunk loading and all that kind of stuff. So part of the goal for clearing out and connecting these two areas is that I'll be able to set up an overworld mob switch here at the main storage. That'll always be on whenever you're at the main storage. But then you'll be able to flick a switch from anywhere I want here in this perimeter to turn it on or off. So I don't have to keep going all the way back to spawn to turn on or off my mob switch while I'm testing things or while I'm running farms or whatever else I'm doing out here. And I also intend to have a nether mob switch probably along the south side, somewhere like here. That will be on when I come from the south. And then that I can turn on or off from based on a clock as well, so I can keep it loaded while I'm in this area. Okay, and it's about 9 by 10 chunks cleared out. There's like an 8 by 8 square, and then an extension. Okay, right. And then because I want this section with the hero of the village and raid farm extended further, I added a chunk. So it's about a 9 by 10 chunk area. The 112 inch debris gives you about 5 debris every 4 chunks. At least in this version. So there you go. It's not a lot, but that should be alright. It's about almost 30, not quite 30 ingots, so it's better than nothing. I used the basic 3-directional flying machines I came up with for clearing out perimeters in Overworld. I did clear down along the sides to give myself room, especially on the return station side. You have butted pistons, so you need to make sure that nothing can actually hit them and update them. This did work pretty well. I know in the overworld I'd use them for one every other layer, so each sweeper will clear out 2 layers, but since lava is such a pain and it's everywhere here, you can't swim through it properly and it slows you down too much, so I just did every level and that seems reasonable. And then clearing out stuff by hand, it wasn't bad, because netherrack is insta-mineable without any kind of beacons or anything. The main thing I'd recommend doing differently is actually clearing out the entire area around it properly, especially for the TNT duping flying machines. So that way they can go through unobstructed. I end up with some rough edges I need to figure out what to do with later. And I was surprised that the TNT dupers rarely blew themselves up, even though they were pretty close. And I only had to fix the flying machine a few times because it got hit by its own TNT. So I'm here at my mega build perimeter. This is the corresponding area in the overworld. So I use the fully cleared out corners to lay it out in just with the gold pressure plates for now, just so I have a visual indicator where everything, where the borders are. Making some progress over here. I'll get into that later once it's actually complete. But I set this up to actually do some testing for the drowned farm. So this looks a bit rough. I'll explain exactly why in a bit, but the basic idea is the same as my drowned farm at my double witch up perimeter, where I have a bunch of dispensers up top. They drop out water to create a spawnable volume, and the drowned all drop down and pathfind in towards some eggs in the middle to get pushed with pistons over to some of the player can hang out and attack them when they come in. Now let's get into why exactly this is the mess that it currently is. So in my old perimeter, the double witch up perimeter, I have just the floor I filled up with sea lanterns and covered in black glass. But in this perimeter, I filled up all the holes with orange terracotta and then flooded the whole thing with water. And I was having a whole bunch of issues with drowned, not pathfinding properly. They just wander around randomly, and then occasionally, randomly, seemingly, they'd actually get up into the into the water column there, where I needed them to go. But they just would run around pathing randomly all over the place. So I ended up looking around online. I'll link to the video. Someone was doing some testing where I don't even remember if it was during the day or night. I'll do some tests here as well. But the zombies, or rather the drowned, would path towards water even in the presence of eggs. They just pathed randomly to water blocks, it seemed. So I actually needed to clear out the entire area. I just used some simple fly machines and sponges underneath to clear out the water. And then once I cleared out the water sufficiently far away that they couldn't pathfind towards those water blocks, then they more consistently would actually path here towards the center. So I actually want to try to see if I remove the egg, if they'll still pathfind over here just because they're water blocks. So I'm going to test that out. But I just have 2 mob switches on at the moment. So I have to go turn those off. To test it, I want to get some idea of how many vertical blocks it'll be, because the shorter I can make it, the faster the mobs will fall down to the low area and be able to pathfind and get pulled into the player. So the shorter the better. But if it's too short, then I won't be able to have enough mobs potentially. So I want to just do some timing here once I figure out how to make sure it actually works. Then I'll do some timing for the spawnable volume. I want to test out even shorter to see if even during night I can get the drowned to fall out. Because if I can, well, maybe even if I can only be 3/4 efficient in filling the mob cap while the farm's running, but I can make it work actually during the night, and that'd be a perfectly fine trade-off for me. So I'm going to do some testing on just this one section, make sure everything works, make sure I know how I want to do it before I expand the entire rest of the area around here. Alright, so the spawn mob switch is now off. Alright, and we got some slime chunks out here. Also have these guys spawn on the top. And so that'll drop out. Water to create a spawnable volume. Oh, I forgot to turn this on. Oh, it's not. Oh, I got some spiders down there. That's not even hooked up, I think. There you go. That might be it. No? Oh, it's not even hooked up at all anymore. Oh well. I broke it because I was testing some other things. Alright, so they will fall out. They will path towards the middle. Let's get rid of the egg. I don't know if they still will path. See if they'll still path in towards the water block in the middle or not. I don't know if they're just going to sit there. They spawn or what? Right, and this would also be a raw fish and bone meal farm as well if you wanted to set up minecarts beneath it. So it looks like they just don't path at all. It's interesting. So I guess they need the eggs to be present to get them to immediately path. That's Okay, right, so if you add water in the area, they'll immediately start. I should... Okay, let's start randomly running around the area. Alright, so this is what they were doing before, when the whole thing was flooded. They just run around randomly, and eventually they might end up going in. Okay, yeah, so they do need the eggs. They won't just pass towards the water here, I guess. Okay, so yeah. They just do need to have all the water removed around them. And then it looks like with the egg, then they'll be good. So I need to figure out exactly what I want to do because I have a lot of water out here that I'm going to need to clear. I try to come up with like some sort of fly machine, like 3-directional fly machine that would work. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might just slab the whole thing up. But it's going to be a bit of a pain to remove all the water in the area. I didn't realize that I needed to do that. Right, so now I'm just going to wait for night to fall and take a look. Again, see if the pathfinding changes that I can tell. Oh, hello, friends. Oh, there you go. Let's grab one of these real quick. Take a look. Yeah, so you can see they bob up and down. I guess since this is probably too slow as it is, I need more layers. I don't know if there's much point in testing it out with fewer. No, I will anyway. I'll just add, it's like, have something where it's just like maybe 3 blocks tall water, see if they're like bouncing up and down, we'll let them fall out or not. I don't know. Probably, oh, there you go. So they can still fall out. At least potentially, so it might be something I'm gonna check. Just see if they do fall out at all. Because if I get this to work at night, that'd be pretty cool. Oh, yep, and there they go. That just fall right out. So yeah, I don't know if there's a good solution for the night. Obviously, you know, but some people will use like a bot and change the game rules. I'm probably just gonna leave it as is. And then the trade-off would be whether it's best to optimize everything for the day or whether it's best to optimize it so that at night they'll still fall out and pathfind towards the egg. My guess is I'm just gonna have to optimize it for the day. And besides, if you're actually here keeping an eye on it, then you can just back off and sleep. And I got plenty of space to work with, so I assume I'll be able to make it relatively fast. I'll just need to actually do some testing to figure out what the numbers can be. So that's all for now. I just wanted to show you a quick update on the lava sweepers and everything I was using in the Nether to clear out that area. And I thought this was interesting, figuring out a little bit more about drowned pathfinding. I couldn't figure out what in the world was wrong when it was still full of water until I watched the video. I'll link in the description. So thanks to him for putting that out there. But it looks like it can work. Absolutely. You just have to clear out all the water nearby. Which wasn't a problem in like Ilmango's videos when he showed river-based drowned farm. Because he built it up in the sky where there wasn't any extra water blocks around that they could pathfind to, I guess. Or also all the solid blocks that I have around in the ground. That could potentially be an issue as well. So, hope y'all found something interesting here. I got some stuff I'm working on, a bunch of projects. Making some progress, at least figuring out how some of the stuff works. And hope y'all found something interesting and enjoyed. I'll take care. Cheers. I just thought, while I had night vision on, I'd drop back by here. So lighting for this is a bit of an issue, because you just can't see what all's going on. You can't see the dome up here at all. In general, it's just completely black, because you have a nice like matte black style to this. Is just a void on the inside. Normally, you can't really see anything. Yep. So it's just nothingness. You can't even tell if it's flat or what's going on. You can't really see the dome. It kind of looks cool, but this just looks like nothing. Okay, this. Oh. So you can't see like any of the work that went into this. I'll have to play around with some ideas, see what I can come up with. Or maybe add some decorative, some light blocks or lanterns or something hanging down from the ceiling so you can actually see it. Alright, anyway, I guess that's really it this time. I'll take care.